Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and in this video I want to cover the K1 Crew Quarters Lost Sector. Today is June 2nd, so we're in the middle of Season of the Splicer, and we have the exotic legs dropping here, so if you're still looking for your new exotics, you can farm them in here today. Remember, this is Legend for 24 hours, so from daily reset at 10 a.m. Pacific time till the next day. So on June 3rd at 10 a.m. Pacific, this will rotate to the 1340, and then the next one will be Legend. I think the next one's going to be K1 Revelation. But we are getting legs today, so I know people are still trying to get their new exotic boots or trying to farm for a good roll. So the main keys, we've got Barrier and Overload for champions, and then your burn is going to be arc damage. The burn you do want to try and match, or at least take the most advantage of. That's where you get your most damage output boost. Still going to hurt coming in, but at least you can match them back. For my loadout, you've got a couple options here, but I'll explain kind of why I'm doing what I've got. For your barriers, you're going to need some type of, obviously, modifiers here. I'm going anti-barrier scout because there's some stuff I do want to hit at range. And then also overload hand cannon. Hand cannons just seem to be more reliable on overload champions, mainly because when you go to shoot them, it only takes like 3 shots. There's occasional moments, but like a submachine gun really does just take unloading half the clip. It's a little riskier, a little shorter range, so tend to personally like hand cannons. You don't even have to do as much damage as long as you just hit them 3 times from even halfway away, they'll be staggered. Now, I'm using Fatebringer. You've got options for hand cannons. If you go to collections, hand cannons, just pick a kinetic. You've got Steady Hand from Iron Banner. You're going to have some options that are going to be available out here. Dire Promise still works. True Prophecy, if you've got it, still works. Steady Hand, that one works. So anything, I'm just in the kinetic 7 Seraph Revolver. Any of those will work if you've got them. Just the kinetic hand cannon for me is all I was going for. Fatebringer just got to drop recently in VOG, so I'm using it. Now, this is the spot where it may be a little confusing, but I'll explain why. The only shields that you're going to have on enemies in here are going to be solar. They're going to be kind of clumped up. They're little solar shanks. There's a couple that are going to be solar sniper shanks as well. So all the shanks have shields on them. That being said, being able to pluck them from range actually helps. So I'm using Vision of Confluence. This is from Vault of Glass. I just got my first one of those, so I know not everybody has one of those. So if you're looking for another solar scout, the Pallades Corrector, if you did, Beyond Light and you did the raid, Deepstone Crypt, Trusty works. Hung Jury, that one's kinetic. So if you have to switch and do, say, a solar hand cannon, that works totally fine as well. If you've got something like that, then you need a kinetic scout. You can do that. The Pallades Corrector is also a legendary scout. It's going to be solar, and it's one that's dropping this season. So you should potentially have seen one of these. If not, it will be one that you potentially can get. So these are kind of your options in here. Main reason I'm just going solar scout. You could totally do solar hand cannon. Would generally probably work almost the same way. Personally, I'm just using a scout wherever you can. Now, you could do something like Eternal Blazon for a scout or the number and get more damage out of this, but then you still need to handle solar shield some way. And giving up my heavy to do, say, solar damage with Xenophage just isn't quite as strong. So I'm sticking with an arc heavy, and I'm actually using a grenade launcher this time so I can pair it up with breach and clear. That's going to allow me to do more damage, not much else, but allows my grenade launchers to go crazy. If you guys haven't seen breach and clear, it is quite potent and powerful. So using interference, this is an older arc grenade launcher, so anything in this category will work as well. If you want to do your damage with something, say like a rocket launcher, that's going to be fine. If you've got the Swarm, it's the machine gun from last season. Pretty much if your heavy is arc, you're going to get a bunch of damage out of it, and you can thank me later. As for supers, I tend to try not to use those during the run itself, but if you have something like Cuirass of the Falling Star and pair it up with Thunder Crash, you're going to nuke the boss once you get it below that, spawn of the champion, which I'll get to. If you just use whatever super you want, I just tend not to use them because I know everybody has their choice, but use them where you want. Just don't nuke the boss so much that you don't get the champion to spawn. That's the only key. So that being said, let's jump inside. I'll show you how this works. Alright, so first thing, you're just going to come around the corner here and start plucking off these guys. Use anything you got. I'm using my Fatebringer just because it feels pretty good. The more you use scout rifles, you do realize how weak they actually are. Chunk your grenade like somewhere down in that region. You'll probably find some enemies hanging out. But all the stuff coming at you is actually going to be arc. So if you actually have a chest piece that you've got leveled up, and it does have arc energy, and you can run that arc resistance mod on it, I do actually recommend that. It says it's going to serve you well. But if you sit back here and you just want to pluck away with your machine gun, not machine gun, but your scout rifle, you can totally do this as well. Champion's going to be coming out shortly to come play. There he is. I kind of want to mess with the rest of the enemies before I get into the overload unless I can get him just like locked in over here. And this is why with breach and clear, you can kill him in about 4 grenades and he's good to go. So that's why breach and clear on an arc grenade launcher, pretty nice way to nuke some champions in this one. All right, so first couple, well, there we go. First couple solar shanks are going to be right over here. So go ahead and tag those. The explosion of one will usually kill the other. And then in here, you're going to have a couple fun guys that spawn, hanging around corners. Let those guys get out. And then usually what I'll do is sit here, and as the enemies come out, I'm just going to try and pick them off as they run by. You're going to have some shanks. You're going to have some vandals. You're going to have some dregs. Be good if I could shoot. But the more stuff that you can kill from range back here, you're going to have some marauders up top. The more that you can kill back here, and the more that doesn't get to go play with the barrier servitor that's going to be back there, the more you can kill without ever having to worry about it being shielded, which is kind of one of those really annoying things. Show yourself, dude. Come on. There. So if you stay back here, now you're going to see the barrier servitor getting in the mix. So that's the annoying part. So now you're going to have to push up a little bit and get some angles. Now, the barrier servitor is going to be doing his thing, so do what you can. You can kind of hit the lower section, or up here is another way to get an angle at the barrier servitor. Some of the guys will hop up. Some will leave you alone a little bit. Once you get it down, you know, about 2/3 through that first health bar, that's when you're going to see the shield pop. So be ready when it actually does. If you are going to go for it, make sure you're ready to break the shield. And then if you get it really low, do what you got to do to make sure it dies. Now from here, we're going to have some marauders, so popping those heads off. Grab any ammo that drops, hopefully get a little bit. Make sure you're running any scavengers, any ammo finders, any reserves you can for your heavy, so you've got plenty of that to mess with. So when you do need to pump out damage, you can. And again, if you get heavy ammo dropping a lot, use it. I'm being conservative just because I know not everybody's going to get ammo drops, but if you get it to drop, and this is also why I'm digging a scout rifle in this one over an auto rifle, because you just have a lot of ranged guys. This vandal over here, I'll point out another one from the other side that you got to deal with. Got a little ammo finder, so it's only a few. You're going to have a scout. You're going to have a lot of them back here. Some dregs. The scout over here is always hanging out on this side. I think I got some ammo. There's some more. Plenty of ammo right now, so I can be a little more aggressive with my grenades if I want to be, just for entertainment value. But remember, you're going to have to actually, well, don't waste your grenade like that. That's just poor key hitting. Everything hurts. And if you die, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that long of a lost sector. Not showing you guys a flawless run. If you want a flawless run, I could do it, but it doesn't really benefit you in any way except for a random occasional triumph if you really want to go after those. You'll notice the Overload Captain's shots are just so much more frequent than anybody else's. So be careful about those. Now, one thing I will say with a grenade launcher on this guy specifically, now if you do pop up here, watch back there. You might actually have some guys that go for you. But over there are the Tracer Shanks. And again, they are solar shielded, so this is why something solar in this department is a good thing. Now, usually the Overload Captain won't actually pop into here, so if you need a little safety, you can use this. Shoot him from here, and then remember with grenade launchers, go for the peak. Just a little easier to be more reliable. So once everything's down, you can pop across. 2 snipers are down. Around the corner, you're going to have some shanks. The low-level shanks you should be able to break. And then just make sure you're reloaded and ready to take him on, because as soon as that barrier servitor pops his shield, he'll usually teleport or just pop it. But if he teleports, he's definitely about to pop it. And then even for me, remember, the barriers are the important one. You break their shield, make it count, and then we can head up here. So you're going to have some ads up top. Again, everything is arc. Everything is arc that's coming at you. So if you got arc resistance on a chest piece, this one right here, if you can get arc resistance on there, it's just going to make your life a little bit easier. It's a substantial damage boost. Now we're going to have our boss, so a good way to chunk some damage in. If you got plenty of grenades, hit him once. Make sure you got the damage bonus on, and then just start unloading those grenades. If you do enough damage, more stuff will spawn. Don't kill it, though. Don't completely kill it. That's the key. If you can get a grenade out there, you might kill some of the stuff that comes flying by. But as I said, everything's still going to want to kill you with Arc. Now you're going to have your last champion, which is going to be the Barrier Servitor up there. Again, same principle. Watch for all the other random side guys that want to kill you. But the focus is the Barrier Champion, because you can't kill anything till it dies. So, if you need to, nuke this guy, for example. Just go for the nuke. There we go. And once he dies, things will go a little bit smoother. Now, I'm a little low on the heavy ammo, so I'm going to have to be a bit more careful where I use it, but I am going to have to definitely kill this servitor. No ammo luck for me. So if you're low on the ammo, remember, try and kill anything around the area possible. If you can get these guys to get out of shielding range, then you can actually pluck away at their health. Alright, so not too much else remains. Now if we can get up here, find our servitor guy. He's going to probably go shield anytime. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Should kill him. And then from here... Now this is where I would actually use my super. So if you want to, this is a great time to do it. But, as I do have some heavy ammo that dropped, I got about 4 grenades. See if I can make the most of this. Make sure you don't miss. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I missed the last one. And with the swing, he takes me out. Again, I'm at like 7.5 minutes, so it'll take like 3 seconds to finish up. Now, if I used my super, he would obviously just be done. So if you got a super there, just use it. I'm just saying you may not have had your super, may have wanted to use it on the champion. So if you don't, just remember, same dude still wants to kill me from the back. I'm going to take like 1 bullet to kill this guy. Literally 1 bullet. There you go. And that's it. It's about 8 minutes. This is not like what I would call the fastest farmable one in the world, but it's one that you can definitely do. Just pace yourself. Pop it up. That's still old stuff from a quest, but that is all the champions. It's not always going to show the little platinum banner at the bottom. You won't always get an exotic because, remember, Legend is a lower chance than the Master, but this is how you knock this one out. Let's wrap up to Orbit, and we'll finish this up. But this pretty much does wrap up K1 Crew Quarters. Again, it's legs today, and you can manage this how you want to, but if you have something solar here, whether it's a solar auto rifle or a solar hand cannon, you put in a scout or an auto here, try and make your heavy be arc. I mean, if you got Wardcliff Coil, it's probably going to be insanely powerful. That one works. I was just trying to do something different this time. But with Grenade Launcher, you also can take advantage of breach and Clear. So you got a lot of options. Use your super, of course. I did not. But hopefully this one helped you guys out, and hopefully you guys get some of the new Splicer exotics or just legs that you're trying to farm for. If you did enjoy this video, please drop a like down below. If you got other loadouts that you enjoy using in here, please comment on those, because I'm definitely not going to claim to know them all. If you guys are new to the channel, enjoyed the content, and want to see more of it, please hit that subscribe button. It's a nice free way to support the channel. And hit that alert bell next to it if you want to help my videos make it into your YouTube feed when new stuff comes from me. If you want to find me on Twitter, it's just Ebontis there. And over on Twitch, I'm streaming Destiny, of course, typically around Tuesdays. And then a variety of things over there. Currently, I'm working through the Mass Effect series. I've never played it before, and I just started the first one. So thank you guys very much, and I'll see you soon.